Wow, look at this sign. Hi, I'm Chris Newman, and I'm just going to put my book sign aside and talk to you about the book. Because my topic is cultural literacy, I've dived headfirst into New Zealand's historic situation. And my book is called Fraud, Plunder, Treason and Our Treaty. And because there's only four words there, fraud, plunder, treason and our treaty, I've only got four chapters in the book, which makes it easy to read. So there's only 4 chapters, but what I did was I broke down the topics into lots and lots of subheadings, and I've given readers a nice big pages and wide open format, so it's very easy to read, and there are even pictures all through it. That's the physical book. Ooh, it's 330 odd pages, available from a very well-known publisher called Newman Press, and available online through newmanpress.com. That's about the book, but the contents is what the whole thing's about, really. And the contents are a distillation of the past 180 years of scholarship and research since the Treaty of Waitangi of 1840. And in this discovery, you could call it, it's a reference and a resource, you will find the historical background of the treaty itself, the people who were involved, the motive of all the parties. Then you will find another part which explains how in modern times what was an historical event which has been left behind, you might say, by history, was suddenly brought forward in 1975 by the MP Matthew Rata, and his Treaty of Waitangi Act 1975 changed everything to do with this little treaty. And we explain how he did that, and why he did that, and what it means for New Zealand. And subsequent to that, we have had corporatisation of the government, which means that sections of the government could function as corporate businesses and become, like you call it, a legal person, and the corporatisation of iwi. So iwi became legal persons as well, and the two started trading the assets of the people of New Zealand, funnily enough, without asking us. And that is where we get into the plunder part. And then the treason is where our history is being rewritten, and the identity of the nation and its security and the well-being of the people and the integrity of our parliament are all being sacrificed, compromised, brushed aside, abused, whatever, by a group of corporate characters and political actors backed by their lawyers, academics and other friends who've created a marvellous narrative which has got nothing to do with the historical facts that run all the way back to 1840, but this narrative is needed to hoodwink the New Zealand people and to convince us that we are second-class citizens and that we must surrender everything to these imaginary Maori entities with their stories. Now, the book itself covers in a very open-minded way these perspectives, because it just presents you with the information in a structure that allows you to make your own conclusions. But I'm telling you that some things are quite evident. When we have the data and it's presented, and then we have people trying to twist the data, we can then see what is really going on. So this book is lifting the lid off of what has happened to New Zealand and in New Zealand at the government level, at the local level since 1975, when the Parliament turned against, not that the first point was deceit, so it didn't actually deliberately do its move, it was deceived, and so it entered a fraud. But subsequent to that, things have got worse, so that the representation and the political process has been seriously degraded. Anyway, I'll leave you to discover that, because you're going to order the book. It's only $44 plus postage, and you order it online at newmanpress.com. And I'm Chris Newman, and I've done the background and all the work to bring to you a resource that will have, I think, lasting value for you in your research to understand the history of your nation, where you fit in and what your options are as a people of New Zealand, as a people who is free and has rights which are yours. They have nothing to do with the Parliament. They don't have any right to interfere with our lives. So I show you how that distinction operates, and show you also through this process of discovery how you can capture your true identity as a New Zealander. And this is all of us, people of Maori descent and all others who have all descent. We're actually all the people who are the people of New Zealand, who are the third party mentioned in the treaty. The other two parties are the chiefs and tribes. They've all gone. And of course Queen Victoria, and she moved on as well. We don't know where to find her anymore, but she's probably somewhere in the heavenly world. But we are the people of New Zealand, and the treaty is ours, which is why I finished the title with Our Treaty. You're very welcome to contact me and to bring questions forward, but I think a close reading of the book will answer most people's questions about what the heck's going on, what happened, and what are our options going forward to reclaim our country. Thank you for your interest and attention. I'm Chris Newman, and this has been a little experience of cultural literacy.